If this is not sabotage, then I can't tell. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a treasure trove of information that has been leaked by a PR company called Axiom Strategies, who represent the main super PAC backing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and his 2024 presidential election campaign. Now, I have no idea why this is happening. If I'm paying the company to represent me, to help me out in my campaign, to help me win, why, oh, why would they upload to their own website, not one, not two, not three, but over 100 pages of information about me? I'm talking about internal polling data, advice on how to succeed in the debate, be more emotional, hammer Ramaswamy, defend Donald Trump, hammer Chris Christie, all those things. All the talking points, all the data, all the advice in a document online. And here's what happened. So Axiom literally uploaded the document on their own website. And of course, the media found it. New York Times has it. They went through it. I'll link to their report in the box. They have it. They go through it. Then they contact Axiom for a comment, and then they delete it. This reminds me of the whole kerfuffle that happened in Fulton County with the clerk talking about it was a mistake and it was fictitious. I hit send rather than hit and save. It reminds me of that. And it's crazy because we're talking about something serious. I'm trying to become the president. We're spending millions of dollars. What are you doing? Why would that kind of thing go on? And before I go any further into what I feel about it and what I think about it, let's go ahead and get into this clip right here from MS13DNC. Of course, I will link to this in the description box. And if you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Talk to you about some breaking news from the New York Times just ahead of the first Republican presidential debate next week. And it is potentially more problems for the problem-plagued DeSantis campaign. A firm linked to the super PAC that has effectively taken over DeSantis' presidential campaign posted hundreds of pages of very blunt advice to the governor online as to what to do in the debate. The material includes debate advice, debate prep for DeSantis, including first, attack Joe Biden and the media 3 to 5 times. State Governor DeSantis' positive vision 2 to 3 times. Hammer Vivek Ramaswamy, who is rising in the polls. And 4, defend Donald Trump in absentia in response to a Chris Christie attack.
Now, look, okay, let's pause for a minute. Some of these things make sense. Okay, it makes sense, but he can't do it now because if your moves are already telegraphed and you do the exact thing, you appear to be a puppet that can't pivot, that can't change, that is controlled by the outside. This is really bad. See, this is what I was talking about when I said that DeSantis has a bad campaign. This is what I'm talking about. Why would they leak this? Why would they put this on their own website? I don't understand. They basically have sabotaged his campaign. They sabotage the debate. He cannot go out there and do this. Now, I'm sure there are other people who have similar advice from their people that run their campaign or that help them. There could be other documents or other people, but it doesn't go out to the media and you're never going to know. They just go out there, they say what they're going to say, they have a strategy and they stick to it. But I've never in my life seen something like this take place. This is crazy. I would sue them for sure. 100% all day long. I would sue.
So it goes on from there. And this is from, the super PAC, Jeff Rowe, very well known. These super PACs are not supposed to advise campaigns specifically because they are supposed to be separate. So they, Tim, as you know, often post them in some way online in a hidden website. But this was out very much in public.
Well, to be specific here, it was Axiom Strategies who posted it. And that's a PR firm from what I'm reading. They are linked to a super PAC, but they are not the PAC. If that's wrong, y'all let me know. But what I do know for 100% certain is that it was Axiom Strategies who leaked it.
New York Times got it all. So what is the impact of this?
Yeah, I mean, this is not that normal. Super PACs posting certain things for campaigns to use, B-roll footage, video, that's pretty common. Posting very specific and I might say condescending advice to the candidates, telling them what to do, suggesting fake nicknames for Vivek Ramaswamy, talking to them like a child about how they should respond if they're criticized. The whole thing it just reeks of desperation. It seems pathetic. It makes DeSantis seem small.
I agree. It does. And this is why I'm saying that it looks like sabotage. Somebody from inside did this. Maybe the entire company did this. Maybe there's some kind of I don't know what's really going on, but this is totally ridiculous.
Regardless about the merits of the advice, which I don't think is that good either. I think you do need to contrast with Donald Trump, who's beating you by 40 points. But just the fact that the super PAC would do this makes DeSantis look very weak, and it gift wraps a response to Chris Christie and Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, if DeSantis criticizes them, they can say, "Oh, we saw in the New York Times your puppet masters told you to do that."
Yeah, exactly. That was a word in my mind. That was a word that was right in my mind. He appears to be a puppet. Like I said, if he goes out there and does any of that, if he goes out there and says anything that's in the document, in the hundreds of pages of documents, if he says anything in there or even close to it, they're going to say, "Oh, you a puppet. What do you know? Do you have an original idea in your head?" All this and that and the third. The American people want a real person, not a puppet like the guys in the White House right now. You'll be more of the same. I mean, this is a mess.
You're not your own man. And so I just think all around, just a disastrous leak from the DeSantis super PAC.
Absolutely. 100%. I agree with this guy. I don't even know who he is, but it don't even matter. What he said was 100% correct. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean when I say that the campaign's not run properly. I don't know who's doing it, who's behind it, but it's a mess. And here is the New York Times article. I'm not going to read this entire thing here, but this is the, I guess you would say, original article, because they were the ones that got their hands on the information, I believe, first. That's what I'm reading. So you see what the headline says: defend Trump and quote unquote hammer Ramaswamy. DeSantis allies reveal debate strategy. Hundreds of pages of blunt advice, memos, and internal polling were posted online by the main super PAC backing the Florida governor, offering an extraordinary glimpse into his operations thinking. So let's read some of this right here. Ron DeSantis needs to, quote, take a sledgehammer to Vivek Ramaswamy, the political newcomer who was rising in the polls. He should defend Donald Trump when Chris Christie inevitably attacks the former president. And he needs to attack Joe Biden in the media no less than 3 to 5 times. A firm associated with the super PAC that has effectively taken over Mr. DeSantis' presidential campaign posted online hundreds of pages of blunt advice. So this is what I'm saying. To make that point clear, it was a firm that did it, not necessarily the PAC itself. But some may argue that that's a distinction without a difference, if that's the correct phraseology there, because they're one and the same. But I want that point to be very crystal clear about what's happening. But anyway, so they posted pages of blunt advice, research memos, and internal polling in early morning nominating states to guide the Florida governor ahead of the high-stakes Republican presidential debate next Wednesday in Milwaukee. And that debate is going to be Wednesday, August 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, August 23rd at 9 p.m., I believe, Eastern time, which would be 8 p.m. in Milwaukee Central time. Anyway, I digress. The trove of documents provides an extraordinary glimpse into the thinking of the DeSantis operation about a debate the candidates' advisors see as crucial. So you see what's going on here. 4 basic must-dos. So look, the documents are posted this week on the website of Axiom Strategies, the company owned by Jeff Rowe, the chief strategist of Mr. DeSantis' super PAC Never Back Down. Okay, so I see why they say that the PAC did it, because if it's owned by Jeff Rowe and he's the chief strategist of the PAC, it's like one and the same. You own the PR company that posted it, and you're also the chief strategist of the PAC that backs them, so one and the same. All right. New York Times was alerted to the existence of the documents by a person not connected to the DeSantis campaign or the super PAC. Interesting. I wonder who did that and why and how did they know about it. Anyway, after the Times reached out to Never Back Down for comment on Thursday, the group removed from the website a key memo summarizing the suggested strategy for the debate. Just incompetent. It looks like this was an inside job. Somebody has an extra grind. Somebody or some people posted it. It gets quote unquote leaked to New York Times, and then they publish it, and now we have this whole big news story. That's what it seems like to me. Whatever your opinion is about that, all y'all let me know. So let's see what it says. Super PACs are barred by law from strategizing in private with political campaigns to avoid running afoul of these rules. Of those rules, it is not unusual for the outside groups to post polling documents in the open, albeit in an obscure corner of the internet where insiders know to look. Okay, interesting. Posting such documents online is risky. The news, media, or rivals can discover them, and their advice can prove embarrassing. But super PACs often decide the risk is justified to convey what they consider crucial non-public information to the candidate without violating the law. So I guess they were trying to put this out there and in a way that could circumvent any kind of law to go beyond any kind of liability, any kind of impropriety, I suppose, but maybe not. Maybe this was some kind of strategy. Maybe it was some kind of sabotage from the inside. That's what it looks like to me. I will link to this whole article right here, and you guys can go ahead and just pour through it and see what's going on. But yeah, this is a big mess. Again, it reminds me of the Fulton County situation. You post something online, the media discovers it. All of a sudden now you scrambling, talking about it's fictitious and all this and that and the third. But as I close, I want to say this. The DeSantis campaign is a dumpster fire. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. When he was not running and just being the governor of Florida, he looked like a great person to have as a president. I mean, I think he's still a great leader, but being the governor of Florida is one thing, but trying to become the president and running that kind of campaign and dealing with opposition, it's a whole different ballgame. And apparently, the people that are trying to be in his corner and help him succeed in that ballgame are quite literally dropping the ball. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What do you think is happening here? Is this a case of sabotage, an inside job, somebody trying to basically attack the DeSantis campaign from within? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Whatever is going on here, it's most certainly embarrassing. Beyond embarrassing. This should not be going on. And I don't even know if he can go to the debate. I don't even know if he can, because, okay, the debate, look, it's Thursday. The debate is on Wednesday of next week. So you're talking about less than 1 week, less than one calendar length week until the debate, and this comes out. How do you address it? How do you go into the debate and say anything without whatever you say being linked right back to what was posted in the documents? You're gonna appear to be a puppet regardless of what. So this is crazy, but whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I gotta say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.